Neighborhood has one. Grass, concrete, or dirt. The stage is the same. The rules, unwavering. And the goals, beautiful.
It goes in! It's unbelievable!
Now, in its 107th year, America's oldest soccer tournament is back.
The hometown hero!
One cup, open to all. The 2022 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
The draw for the third round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup produced the first I-4 derby since 2014 as Orlando City will play host to the Tampa Bay Rowdies at Exploria Stadium. A great trip for some of the Tampa Bay fans going across I-4 from the west coast of Florida towards central Florida as the Tampa Bay Rowdies, the winners of the USL Championship Eastern Conference in each of the last two seasons, pay a visit to MLS side Orlando City. We are in the third round of the competition, the 107th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the oldest annual tournament in team sports in the United States, the third oldest in the world. 103 teams enter, and we are into the third round. MLS sides entering at this stage, joining 31 other sides who won in round two. There are two amateur sides that remain. Final 8 MLS sides will enter in the fourth round. We'll have the draw for the next round on Thursday at noon, and both of these sides will hope to be in the hat. And Chris Nurse, the players who will hope to bring them there, starting first with Orlando, Alexandre Pato, a player with enormous pedigree in this game.
Yeah, we know the quality that Pato brings as a Chelsea fan, a player who represented Chelsea. He didn't feature in the game at the weekend, but good opportunity to get some match minutes into his legs tonight. Coach to see if he's prepared for the upcoming games.
Missed large portions of last season due to injury, but back in the side tonight in for Ercan Kara, who's in a rich vein of goal-scoring form, available from the bench for Orlando. Meanwhile, for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, a new addition into the side this year has already hit for 3 goals in Jake Lacava.
Yeah, a very, very good addition to the squad from Coach Neil Collins, on loan from the Red Bulls, and currently the team's leading scorer with 3 goals so far this season.
And he'll lead the line tonight alongside Steven Dos Santos and Sebastian Guenzati. As you have a look at the starting lineup for both of these sides, Orlando electing to make 7 changes from their weekend victory away in Columbus.
Yeah, 7 changes, and you wonder how the team's going to be cohesive with so many changes and the players not having an understanding of competing in the same lineup before. It's going to be interesting to see how they gel in the early stages of the game.
Meanwhile, for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 4 changes from the team that went at home against FC Tulsa at the weekend by 3 goals to 1, with Harris at 2, Fernandez and Dos Santos coming in for Sebastian Dahlgaard, Jan Ekra, Jake Auerman, and Kyle Gregg. About ready for kickoff of this one, a massive opportunity for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who have established enormous pedigree in the USL Championship these last 2 seasons, to have a real crack at MLS opposition. The referee is Daniel Gutierrez. He'll await the signal to get this one started here from the Exploria Stadium in Orlando. As this third round tie kicks off, it is Orlando City playing host to the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
And I don't know about you, Chris, but I'm super excited. I think this is the matchup of this round of the Open Cup, especially being 2 teams from Florida, 2 teams in a regional derby. Haven't faced each other for almost 8 years now, since 2014, I think was the last time these two faced each other in competition. There's a lot at stake tonight for bragging rights alone, let alone a place in the 4th round draw.
Steven Dos Santos coming forward here for Tampa Bay, who wear their unmistakable green and yellow hoops. Nice cut towards the byline, the grip into the penalty area, and it will be a free header there for Guenzati. He just couldn't direct it towards goal. Multiple shouts for handball in the midst of all of it. And it will be a corner, is a signal from the referee. Let's have another look at the incident.
What a start to the game for Tampa Bay Rowdies. They should be 1-0 up with this header from Guenzati. Doesn't look like he heads it down or towards goal. Quite the connection they would have liked. He would have loved to have that chance back again, but what a start to the game from Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Good move towards the byline there from Deon Harris, the right wing back on the day for Tampa Bay. Now another crack at it here from the corner. Lewis Hilton will take his short and get it second time. Towards that back post again. The header is available towards goal as Rodrigo Schlegel went down in the penalty area. Now the referee will stop play. And he rising to his feet, scoring at the weekend and availing a tribute the central defender who's been something of a cult hero at this club after helping Orlando beat New York City FC in a penalty shootout in the MLS Cup playoffs in goal.
Such an exciting matchup tonight. You know, this is why we love competitions. A chance for USL Championship team Tampa Bay Rowdies to compete against MLS Championship contenders Orlando City.
Here's Schlegelano once more, who commemorated the passing of his father due to COVID-19 after scoring at the weekend against Columbus. A tribute in his honor. There is the Argentinian. Send it up towards Sylvester van der Vaart. Orlando said making 7 changes, but I think showing off their depth here by bringing in players like Van der Vaart and Pato. Figures like Sebastian Mendes in the middle, a full international with Ecuador. A strong squad, but they play cohesively, and that's a question that's been asked throughout this third round of the US Open Cup.
Yeah, and we can see in this squad tonight, Orlando have made 7 changes from the team that played at the weekend. So it's an 11 that haven't had the familiarity of playing together. And this only adds to the excitement of the game tonight, because Tampa Bay Rowdies, that now brings down the level of Orlando's play and makes it a little bit more even pegging on the night.
It's a ball out there from Smith, was a bit too far for Andres Pereira.
It's going to be a real test of the depth of Orlando City to see if they can still continue to perform at a high level. Obviously, in the MLS right now, they sit second in the standings, but this isn't the team that's been playing week in, week out for them. So it's a completely different lineup. When we spoke to the head coach earlier in the week, he says that they want to put out a strong lineup. They want to respect the integrity of the competition. They want to respect their opponents. So they're going out with the mentality that they want to win this game. They want to go on and try to win the tournament. The last time they played it in 2019, I believe they reached the semi-finals. So he's taking it very seriously, but the lack of familiarity these players will have will definitely impact their performance tonight.
I can appreciate the idea there from Guenzati trying to find Jake LaCava. And referee having a quick conversation here with LaCava. 21-year-old from Connecticut who's on loan from the New York Red Bulls, and it's a real talking to here.
Yeah, and for a player like LaCava, who's on loan from an MLS team, he wants to prove his ability to compete at this level. Although every game, I imagine he plays and he takes it with the same importance, when you're playing against MLS opposition, you want to prove that to your home team, the Red Bulls, that you can play week in, week out against the like of Orlando City. So for him, I imagine, as you can see in the early stages, very enthusiastic, a lot of energy. He's going to be giving it that little bit extra tonight.
These are very much showcase occasions for players in the second and third tiers that remain in the competition. As it is away for a throw in here to Orlando.
Neil Collins also mentioned earlier in the week that he was going to be playing the underdog card heavily.
Yes.
To get the best out of his players. I don't know what it is, but whenever you're the underdogs, you always find the extra 10 or 20% of your performance on the night. So that's something that he's been working on the psychology with in his players this week, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can rise to the occasion.
Only a card he can play too often in USL play. Is finished top of the league last year. As Pato spotted the run there of Van der Vaart, but a good step to win it back.
Yeah, that's the difference that cup competitions bring. You know, in league play, in the USL Championship, it's very rare that Tampa Bay Rowdies are the underdogs. However, in the Open Cup, against an MLS opposition, they're the underdogs. So it brings a different level of performance and expectation for them.
Here's Mendes. For Juan, the Brazilian right back. See, Tampa very solid in their 3-4-3 shape under the USL Coach of the Year, Neil Collins, who was playing when he was asked to take over as manager of this club and has really lifted them, a team in the middle pack of the Eastern Conference, to being one of the favorites year in and year out. Made the last 2 USL Championship finals. Couldn't play the final in 2020. It was canceled due to COVID-19. And last year lost a home match to Orange County SC. Defeat that sees Tampa really having to go again. Lost a couple of key contributors along the way, including Forrest Lasso, the defending USL Defender of the Year. Evan Loro, the goalkeeper, actually got hurt in the celebrations of winning the Eastern Conference at Tampa Bay.
And that poses an interesting question, because Tampa Bay haven't been at the top of their standings consistently season after season now. You question whether this franchise could potentially be an MLS team in a system where there was promotion or relegation. Obviously there's not, but the caliber of the team, the caliber of the organization, the coaching, it's not a regular USL Championship team you're playing against. You know, this is a team that potentially could participate in the MLS and be level pegging with Orlando City.
Thomas Williams, who gets his first ever start for Orlando, made his first appearance late in the game at the weekend against Columbus. First MLS game, and now gets his first start with the club, signed as a homegrown in June of last year. Then the youngest ever player signed with the first team. Decent idea there, the interchange along that left side between Steven Dos Santos and Leo Fernandez. Challenge coming in there on the Dutch winger Sylvester van der Vaart, and it will be a free kick to Orlando.
Yeah, we've seen some nice ball control and skill from van der Vaart in the opening stage of this game.
Dutch player who joined ahead of 2021 from Heracles in the Dutch top flight. He's working there against Aaron Guillen. And Will Collins did tell us that he did not intend to change his principles of play too much. Despite going against top flight opposition, you can just tell by the disposition of Tampa. They're pretty high up the field. Yeah, not backing down.
Only time will tell whether that was the wise decision, you know, to compete against a team like Orlando and play with just three at the back. They've not deviated from the principles that they use in the USL Championship, because many times when we see when it's almost a kind of David or Goliath battle, the lesser team will put more players at defense and try to prevent attacks.
Harris with a nice run forward once more. It's a low ball in towards Dos Santos, and good work again from Guenzati, but just enough done there by Rodrigo Schlegel, who's clipped from behind, and it will be a free kick to Orlando as they deal with the danger there. But again, good work from the Rowdies down that right.
Yeah, you have to give them, they're sticking to their principles. They like to start games on the front foot. They like to be aggressive, like to press. And in the opening 10 minutes of this game, for sure, the majority of possession has been in the Orlando's defense and in Tampa's attack. So they started off the game very positively.
Strong header in the heart of that back three from Connor Atlee. And that's a lunging challenge in the middle there. And the yellow card is in the hand of referee Gutierrez, and he'll show it here to Lewis Hilton. He pleads towards the referee, who hands him the booking anyway.
Hilton will just have to be very careful now for the remainder of this game. The last thing Tampa want to do is go down to 10 men. Yep, definitely a little bit late there. Unfortunately, he'll be walking the tightrope for the remainder of the game. You have to pick and choose his challenges now. Not every tackle he's going to be able to go into, and it's going to impact his game. He's a player who likes to put his body around, likes to make tackles. That's definitely going to have an impact on his performance. He's going to have to just think a little bit wiser before he goes into challenges.
And Hilton is a player who's been part of a couple of giant killings in this Open Cup. He's part of the St. Louis side that made it all the way to the quarterfinal 2019. Beat a couple of MLS sides along the way.
And I think we're seeing that struggle of cohesiveness that we discussed earlier from Orlando City. A lot of backwards passes. They're struggling to really build anything and be creative in the attack so far. You know, we've seen Van der Vaart, he has moments of brilliance on the ball, but there's not really been any kind of pattern build-up that's allowed them to be threatening so far. I don't think we know what jersey Tampa Bay goalkeeper's wearing right now, because we haven't seen him so far in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, Raiko Rosarena. Not mention him in these early stages. It's first time over the top. Orlando seem to have those balls in behind covered in towards Guenzati, but here's Tampa, who with that cohesion look the stronger side at the moment. As Lawrence White steps forward on that back three. Back on it here.
And of course, this is the second Florida derby of this round. Yesterday, we had Inter Miami face off against Miami FC. A similar pattern where a number of first-team players didn't start the first half, but once the depth came in the second half, it had a big impact on the game. I think we're seeing 7 changes, 7 players who started the weekend on the bench in today's game. I think as the game goes on, maybe they may be needed to have an impact as the game progresses.
Yeah, a game that finished 1-0 to Inter Miami. The Florida section of the draw certainly producing a couple of tasty matchups. Hilton picks out a great ball here for Fernandez. Out towards the byline, and Juan had to lunge to put the cross in, but has conceded a corner in front of the wall.
The state rivalry just brings that extra excitement for the fans. You know, they're close. They probably have fans, some friends who support Tampa, some friends support Orlando. You know, tomorrow when they go to work, they want to know who's going to have the bragging rights. So it just brings that little bit more excitement to the fixture.
Towards the back post, a header away from Benji Michel, but still on here for Junior Etu. Fernandes. Stepping forward here, Connor Antley. Tampa with calm possession of the ball as it comes out towards Dejan Harris. Did pretty decently there to just keep it, but also at the feet of Smith. But again, it's the Rowdies who maintain possession.
Hilton's doing a good job in the middle of finding space to switch the point of attack, and the Rowdies do a good job of opening up and making the field very big when they're in possession of the ball.
White making the run forward there from center back, and perhaps giving the ball in a dangerous area. And now Van der Vaart looking to break at full pelt there. Guillen, and had to get there as it looked like Orlando were quick on the counter, able to impede the progress of Van der Vaart. It's out for a throw. Orlando coming off a pair of quality victories in MLS, beating Chicago Fire here at the Explorers Stadium a fortnight ago, and then following that up with a 2-0 win away at Columbus. As you mentioned, Chris, vaulting their way in towards second in the MLS Eastern Conference, although they have played a game more than most of their rivals. Starting to come together. It is very much a new era in Orlando. Not changing coach in the front office, but in ownership. Did signal a new era in terms of spending and in terms of kind of DPs that Orlando would go for. Brought in a top striker in Chankata from Austria. A really promising young winger in Facundo Torres, who is on the bench, the Uruguayan. He met some expense.
I've liked what I've seen from Tampa Bay Rowdies in the open exchange of this game. They've been on the front foot. They've been first to a lot. Coach Collins spoke earlier in the week that they need to be at their best in games or they'll get punished. Or the possession that they've had in the opening stage of this game, they have to make it count, because we know that Orlando City has the quality in players that will punish you when they get their chances. So Tampa, for the possession that they had, the good play that they've had, they have to make this count by scoring an early goal or a set piece or something, because we know that players like Pato or Van der Vaart, they only need one moment to change the game.
Kyle Smith. Neil Collins barking instructions out at his charges. Van der Vaart felt like he was fouled, but Juan couldn't quite get to that.
And for Florida, the temperature this evening makes for a game that can be played a little bit quicker. We know that in the summer, when it's very hot and humid, the tempo of the game slows down a little bit because it's very hard on the players to maintain that intensity. But the temperature out there tonight is perfect for free-flowing, quick football.
Saw that last night in Miami as well, as it's chested down here for Pato. And first foray into the attacking third will come here for Van der Vaart, and forcing Arozarena to tip it over his own crossbar. First time we've seen him in action, and he produces a save there on the effort from Sylvester Van der Vaart.
Yeah, that's where the three at the back for Tampa Bay can be a little bit of a liability. You see Orlando do a good job of moving the ball here quickly. Van der Vaart arrives at the right time. Good strike on goal, but the keeper matches up equal and pushes it over the crossbar.
And it will be the Dutch winger who trots over towards the corner flag. And it's in towards that near post. Here's Benji Michel. On here at Wyke and stops edge of the area, and that's where the options close down. Juan, the Brazilian right back. Initially came from Inter in the Brasileirão.
It's interesting because you see it in the center of the park. There's a lot of Tampa Bay bodies. You don't really see too much Orlando City bodies in the center of the midfield. Tampa flooding the midfield with numbers, forcing Orlando to go to the flanks to build their attacks.
Kyle Smith, which equally plays at left and right back. Not the first choice fullback, but still played a ton last season with the injuries to Juan, and João Moutinho is available from the bench today. Former Louisville City player, trusted by Oscar Pareja to be that Swiss Army knife of a defender. I just found it interesting that Oscar Pareja wears full-on boots in the technical area. It's like he's ready to jump on at a moment's notice if need be.
Hey, when you look the part, you feel the part, you know. Maybe when he has the cleats on, it taps into his mentality and his focus on the game. He's literally there kicking the ball with the players.
There you see some of the supporters that traveled in the corner of the ground. Guenzati goes for the overhead kick to try and play in Dos Santos, who did get ahead to it. Like he was fouled, and the Argentinian center back Schlegel bemused. That's given as a free kick.
It's not the greatest pass. It's kind of a hopeful ball off the field, but they're going to challenge and they're going to compete for everything. And just because he doesn't give up on that ball, he ends up winning a free kick for his team high up in the field.
Dos Santos still appealing there. Didn't feel like he was gaining the sympathy of the opposition players. And it will be a free kick for Lewis Hilton. So good over dead balls. It's a flat one that time. I just knew from the moment I said he was good at dead balls that it's going to be headed by the first man.
Yeah, he just fails to miss the first man. That's a fantastic pass forward.
I appreciate the idea there from Guenzati, trying the little flick. Atley. And Fernandez.
Oh,
That's a good ball in behind, and Guenzati with the intervention there from Thomas Williams, a key involvement in his first start here for Orlando. But not fully clearing the danger. Deon Harris and Wyke. Another strong header away. The time for Mendes in the middle as Van der Vader emerges from the traffic. Thought he could meg Wyke there, but closed the door just in time. Here's Fernandez. Cutting inside as the strike takes a deflection there from Dos Santos. Mason Stuydehaar trying to keep that one in play, but couldn't. Scrambled away for a corner to Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Tampa Bay Rowdies for sure on the front foot in this opening 20 minutes. They're exciting to watch and it's been good so far. You know, Orlando have been on the back foot. They've had to do a lot of defending. They've not necessarily had the majority of possession. It's fantastic to see so far. There's LaCava. We spoke about the importance of this game to him and him stamping his authority on the game, on his parent club, Red Bulls, but also on Tampa Bay Rowdies, and really making a statement that he's ready to compete at the MLS level.
Short corner results in the cross being deflected. Second attempt, and it came off of Schlegel there. Stuydehaar going to reach behind him just to make sure he can hang on to that one.
You can see that the lack of chemistry is missing with Orlando right now. You know, players build partnerships and build rapport and an understanding of each other, and they learn each other's habits, the intricacies of maybe the way their body's positioning or the way they receive the ball, and then able to make movements based upon that. And these players not really having the familiarity of competing with each other week in, week out are lacking that in these opening stages. You can see the mishap here. The two centre-backs aren't working together. The goalkeeper doesn't know whether he's coming or going. This is giving Tampa Bay a huge advantage in the opening stage of this game. But as we spoke about, they need to make one of these opportunities count.
The one thing that is interesting in that is that Tampa themselves did make 4 changes, not quite 7, but particularly in that midfield area, that line of 4 in the middle. Only Hilton remains from the weekend.
Yeah.
But they still much looking up for it.
I think the difference in the changes is that if you look at Orlando's changes, they're more changes to give players minutes who may not have featured so far this season. Or Tampa Bay, on the other hand, are making changes to put their strongest lineup into this game to go and either get a result or win.
Hilton. His first time ball down the line as Dos Santos will keep it in play. He's a native of Cape Verde. Get it beyond Schlegel, who has to concede yet another corner. Steven Dos Santos has been a good goal scorer in MLS, or rather in USL Championship. Has 27 goals in his last 3 seasons with Tampa and also with Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Hit for 12 a season ago. As again, the short corner routine. Again, Hilton with the cross in, but it's gone well over.
You know, and another reason why Tampa Bay will want to get the early lead is because sitting on the bench for Orlando City is Pereira, who's the club's leading assists. I believe he has 26, 1 more, and he's going to become the all-time leader. You know, the later stage when he comes into the game, he poses a tremendous attacking threat. So they want to try to take the advantage while they have a player like that not on the field.
Alexandre Pato just standing there as Junior Etu climbs over him. Pato, who is in his 2nd season with the club, but missed most of last year. They're picking up an injury early in the season. So given a chance to start some matches, and with Ercan Gata lead the line. There's a couple of goals to his name.
And you have to give Coach Neil Collins credit, the way his teams approach the game.
As Van de Vader measuring the volley and didn't quite get that one right.
I think that would be quite home in an NFL stadium, I think.
Looked like it ended up in the 2nd tier at the Exploria Stadium.
But yeah, Coach Neil Collins has done fantastic with his Tampa Bay Rowdies team. You can only anticipate it's going to be a matter of time before MLS teams come knocking for him to possibly step up a level himself. This is what this tournament brings, an opportunity for coaches to compete against each other as well as the players.
And it will be free kick here as Mendez left a little extra in there on Etu.
Yeah, you see Mendez just leaves his shoulder in there a little bit extra. That's when you let players know that they're in for a battle. They've probably not seen too much of the ball in the opening 25 minutes, so just a little bit of frustration.
And you heard some shouts there from our pitchside microphones that Tampa Bay staff thought that should have been equal to the yellow card that Lewis Hilton got earlier in this first half.
Yeah, I think that's justified. Both similar challenges.
It's Dos Santos using his massive frame to take that one down, but Van der Vader with a bit of physicality to bump LaCava off it.
Yeah, Dos Santos does a good job for Tampa Bay Rowdies of keeping them in possession of the ball. You know, he's kind of I wouldn't say old school forward, but he has a huge physical frame. They can play balls into him. He can hold them up. It allows the midfielders to get up and join the attack. He's doing a good job for them so far in the opening stages.
Here's Smith. Running a nice ball towards Pato, the first toucher on Antley, but doing well to recover there. Deon Harris strides forward. It seemed like he's only got 1 pace. It's forward and quickly. These nice runs from right wing back, the Canadian player. Has not started a game in USL Championship yet this season, but it's the go here in the Cup. It's Dos Santos able to hang on to it from Schlegel. Diving header away. And a throw into Tampa Bay.
And whilst Tampa have come as the underdogs, they for sure are playing the game with a lot of confidence, playing with a lot of fluidity, and you have to give them respect. They don't look like a team who's playing in a lower tier whatsoever in these opening 26 minutes of the game.
There you see the second round result for Tampa Bay Rowdies. Lucky Kosana, who is available from the bench with a hat trick in that game against the Villages. Jordan Scarlett, Jake LaCava, and Lawrence Wyke also on the score sheet on that day for the Rowdies.
And we've seen some results during the course of the knockout stages that when a big team, so Tampa Bay being the championship team playing against the Villagers who play USL 2, don't necessarily get the big results that you might expect. And when Tampa Bay do, they kind of make a statement with that result, is that, you know, regardless who they play against, they're going to do the right things, they're going to put in the right performance. A 6-0 result kind of reflects the difference in the teams where they are in terms of league participation. But we've seen a lot of upsets so far in this competition.
They had a few last night. MLS teams going out. Columbus Crew losing to Detroit City. Said Chicago Fire losing on penalties to Union Omaha. Hilton. Quite a few games going on at the moment into the second half in Rochester, as Rochester, New York lead FC Motown by 2-1. The Red Bulls are 2-0 up away at Hartford Athletic. Aaron Long and Lewis Morgan on the score sheet. In Connecticut. Fernandez trying to play it down the line there. Juan finally can win it. And it's poked forward here into Dos Santos. A sliding challenge down that left there from Guillen.
The interesting part is that when a team from a lower division plays a team from high division, normally they can be guilty of giving the high division team too much respect and sitting back and not putting pressure on them and allowing them to have possession of the ball.
It's a nice ball there from LaCava out to Fernandez. Dancing on around Juan, crosses into the back post. Dos Santos trying to get there, but it arrives here on the back post for Harris. White putting the second cross in. There's a collision there in the area between Fernandez and Juan, results in a free kick here to Orlando City.
You could be quite honest and say that Orlando City may be guilty of not giving Tampa Bay enough respect in the opening half an hour of this game. I think so far the 7 changes hasn't proved justified because Tampa Bay Rowdies have been on top so far in the first 30 minutes.
You mentioned speaking to Neil Collins, the Rowdies manager, and saying, well, they're going to play the underdog card. It doesn't seem like they're really playing like underdogs. They're attempting to execute their game and believing that they can play normally and go away from home to MLS opposition and put in a good performance, and they have through a half hour.
Yeah, and of course this is some questions that Oscar Pereira will be asking his own players for the depth of their own roster. You know, these players want to compete and get into the starting 11 for a team that's sitting second in MLS. This is a question mark of can they step up to the occasion? Can they become integral parts of that 18-man roster on the weekend? And furthermore, can they beat a team who plays in an inferior division in the US Open Cup in a competition where they have set the expectations that they want to go on to win? So far in the opening 30 minutes, I think he'd be disappointed in what he's seen out there. I think, of course, it's a phenomenal opportunity for players to get match minutes, but you want to see the MLS team dominating this fixture so far, and that's not been the case.
I think you can tell by Junior Urso running around with a sheet of paper in his hand that Oscar Pareja already identified some tactical issues that he wants rectified and wasn't going to wait till halftime. Give them on a sheet of paper to Urso, who's directed the traffic as LaCava trying to come forward. A nice win there from Orlando. And will now stride forward here through Andres Pereira.
So it feels unlucky there not to get the free kick.
You ever been sent on with instructions on a piece of paper to bark them out? I think that piece of paper is now flying in the wind.
Look, you'd expect somebody to pick it up and read it.
From the opposition, maybe.
It's not going to be a secret then.
Vandervader with a good challenge here off of Antley. And now will be a free kick given to Orlando. Right in front of the corner flag is good work there from Vandervader to get right side there of the Rowdies defender. And it's going to be a yellow card as well. Connor Endley can scarcely believe it. Player who earned the leap forward through the U.S. lower leagues, was with USL League One with South Georgia Tormenta, was the defender of the year, and a look in from the Rowdies.
Yeah, I think Antley is right there to be disgruntled about receiving a yellow card. He actually gets to the ball first and tries to protect it. I think he has a justified grievance there with the referee for that decision. And of course, now that makes the rest of the night difficult for him as a defender. Of course, now you want to make tackles, you want to throw your body. Sometimes you may have to foul to slow down a play.
It will be Alexandre Pato to swing the free kick into the area. He's a couple of deflections and hook clear there by Etu. And Huan. And Orlando will reset here from that set piece opportunity. Created too many chances here. These opening stages, just the 2 shots and the 1 on target. Slightly more possession, but the Rowdies have been up for it as Michel's into the penalty area, tries to turn Lawrence Wyke, and that move has worked on many an MLS defender, but former Atlanta United center back is up to the challenge.
That's a phenomenally well-timed tackle there from Wyke, but he holds on to the ball a little bit too long and has given away possession now, and he's out of position.
Pato. And Huan joining the attack. The early cross is now fully dealt with there by Tampa Bay. Again, Wyke involved.
And that's the danger. If you give Orlando City too many of those chances, they'll punish you. Sometimes when you're playing in the lower leagues, you can make mistakes and the teams may not punish you. But when you have the likes of Pato up top, he needs 1 chance and he'll make you pay for it.
As took a deflection, it will come out for a corner here. Antley able to poke that one away with the sliding intervention. Pato will fancy taking the set pieces, while also leading the line tonight. That talismanic figure will take it short here with Sebas Mendez. Nice engagement there as Pato clips it in, back post, and the free header was on there for Andres Perea. He just couldn't keep it down. And Rosarena's goal not troubled despite the clear-cut opportunity there for Orlando.
Yeah, Pato's taken on the role of being the creator in the last 5 minutes. He's been the one picking up the ball a little bit deeper from outside the box and actually delivering the ball in, quality balls into the box for his teammates. Perea just unable to make that one count.
There's Raiko Arozarena, the brother of Randy Arozarena, who's a star figure for the Tampa Bay Rays, the baseball team in town. His first chance to start this season in the Open Cup against the Villages. Got another start at the weekend against Tulsa, and now getting a run of games here in for CJ Cochran.
See number 68 there, 17 years old for Orlando City. Thomas William.
And Fernandez with the challenge, and the referee thought he won it cleanly. We play on. Now Etu. And we do not play on after that challenge there from Mendez. And it's going to be a free kick.
This is where you can see the rivalry kicking in, things getting a little bit heated. It was a strong shoulder challenge from Mendez, but I liked it. I think the Tampa Bay Rowdies midfielder just didn't see it coming, wasn't ready for it, and didn't really brace for it. So Mendez made it look like he needed an LA Fitness membership, but referee deemed it to be a little bit too aggressive.
Well, Fernandez with the challenge just before it gives the context. It seems like it was a hotly contested moment in the game and that the referee was going to allow play to continue, but then not only doesn't get the play on, but also it will be a yellow card for Sebastian Mendez. First of the match given to Orlando. Juan was slow to get up after the challenge from behind from Fernandez.
I think that's the one he's called back. That again, you know, he plays the ball. It's not that vicious. There's no malice intent. It's a derby. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be heated. The temperature's going to be high. There's going to be challenges. You want that kind of intensity in the game.
So the first name taken for Orlando City. Using his height there to keep it in play, Fernandez, but no one making the corresponding run. Let's see a physical advantage in the forward line for Tampa Bay. Not shy about trying to go in and physical tussles.
Of course, and we mentioned Dos Santos coming up against Williams. Williams is a young 17-year-old homegrown signing. He'd be expected to get the better of Williams with the experience that he has. He'd want to try and take advantage of maybe his naivety and maybe lack of experience, but Williams is carrying himself very well. You know, he's a player that Orlando City are looking for to the future. He's a bright prospect, and so far, you know, he's looking like he has a good future ahead of him.
A late one in there from Etu. There's Oscar Pareja commanding his technical area. Did win the Open Cup in 2016 while in charge of FC Dallas.
And it's obviously Open Cup is a route to the CONCACAF Champions League, which is such a lucrative tournament. You know, I had the pleasure of being able to participate in that competition a number of times, and it's one of the.
As it's Pereira who spotted Michel, could still come for Benji Michel, and the intervention there from Dejan Harris. Bit of last-ditch defending there from the Rowdies, as looked like they had dealt with it, but the ball came kindly there from Michel, as it will be a free kick. Schlegel going through the back there of Steven Dos Santos, but a bit of a let-off for the away side.
Yeah, and this is Dos Santos, so smart here. He sees the ball, holds it up, feels the pressure, and uses the opportunity to take the momentum and the pressure off of his team. He knows what's coming. He just takes the contact, goes down, kills the momentum and the tempo of the game, and allows his team just to regroup and get themselves organized again. You know, that's smart, experienced play from Dos Santos. The little intricacies of the game that go a long way. Game management, you know, we're approaching the last 5 minutes. If Tampa Bay Rowdies can get to halftime 0-0 over Orlando City, everything is to gain in the second half.
That would be the message from Neil Collins in the halftime dressing room if they can get there. Can they perhaps enter with a lead? Guenzati has it come off of Williams last.
Although Guenzati hasn't had too many chances on goal in this opening 40 minutes, he does a phenomenal job of being a leader from the front. If you watch his attitude, his mentality, he works so hard for the team. He chases back, he puts defenders under pressure. He works very hard for the team, and I think that's what he brings more than anything. He's wearing the captain's armband tonight. He's a leader both in performance. Sometimes we see centre forwards and maybe they don't do as much defensive work or work when they're out of possession of the ball, but we see Guenzati understands that they need 11 players when they don't have possession of the ball tonight. They can't afford to have 1 or 2 players just coasting through the occasion.
Harris, good turning on it. Lofted into the areas. Vandervaart are able to deal with the danger for the moment. Bato, though, looked like he wanted to spring forward along the break there.
Harris has been a handful out on that right-hand side so far in this game. Dribbling past players, being very positive in possession, taking players on, trying to make something happen.
Dos Santos. Fernandez. Dos Santos couldn't quite take it out of the air. If he did, he had that option to his left. Fernandez only given the license to play pretty far advanced, considering his position is wing back in a 4. There's plenty of attacking prowess, though, as it's not an in behind there. From an Orlando player, and Dos Santos was threatening, but does allow Stuydehaar to pick up with both hands.
Yeah, that could have been a big mistake there. Don't think the defender checked over his shoulder to see Dos Santos was actually in an offside position.
Van der Vaart couldn't quite take down ahead of Fernandez. A bit of banter that Orlando have in this rivalry. They played 6 times between 2013 and 2014 when the club were in USL. And Orlando City won each of the 6. Last in 2014 in the Open Cup. Both clubs have come a long way since.
And I think as the score stays it is, I think Tampa Bay Rowdies are going to continue to build confidence. By no means have they been embarrassed or looked inferior at all so far in this first half. And I think as the game proceeds, they're going to continue to grow in confidence.
LaCava for Harris. The early cross in is dealt with there by Smith. It's a bit of an awkward clearance as it comes to Steven Dos Santos. And LaCava trying to find a window to strike, but Orlando tightening up well.
Some nice play there. You see Dos Santos, a great touch. The ball's coming over his head and he controls it first time. LaCava receives the ball there and you're just screaming at him to take a touch and strike it. He doesn't get the shot off. And Tampa end up giving away possession of the ball, but I think there was a great opportunity there for LaCava to get a shot off after all that build-up play. And I think that's just been the struggle for all the position they've had. They've not tested the keeper enough.
Neil Collins appreciative of the effort, but here is Fernandez trying to get round Van der Vaart and gives away the free kick.
Yeah, Van der Vaart does a good job. He just gets his body in front of Fernandez and draws the free kick. But there's a lot of room for improvement for Orlando City in the second half. For Tampa Bay Rowdies, more of the same. And can they go on and put themselves on the score sheet?
Pato trying to work his way through 4, but Hilton won it back. Dos Santos faking one way and striking the other, and Stuydehaar just letting it run out of play.
I don't mind it. You know, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And I think that's exactly what they needed. They needed to take more shots in this opening half. They played well, they possessed well, their build-up play has been good. There's been a mixture of playing short, playing through the thirds, and playing over the top. They just haven't made the keeper work enough.
If you're Oscar Pareja at halftime, are you bringing some of your usual starters in? And
I mean, he may be a little bit patient, give the ones on a little bit more opportunity to get themselves into gear. If they haven't been playing too much, you know, the expectation is just to turn it on in their first game. Maybe a little overestimated. May give them 10 or 15 minutes in the half, and then if he doesn't see an improvement, then for sure I think he'll be going to his bench to make changes.
Some really strong options: Mauricio Pereira, Facundo Torres, Ercan Cara, all available as attacking options to change this one if required. Just the 1 minute to be added on at the end of this first half.
I think it's been a very impressive 45 minutes from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. You can see why they're a team who's been top of the USL Championship for a number of years. You can see why they've been in the final for the past 2 years. And you could maybe see them going on to be in the fourth round draw if they continue to perform like this for the next 45 minutes.
Wake. Shouldering off the challenge here of Pereira. Now Dos Santos with the window space. Steven Dos Santos and the sliding intervention in there from full debutant Thomas Williams. Chance for handball given there to Orlando, and Dos Santos has stayed down.
And we spoke about Williams being a player of a bright future. That's a fantastically well-timed tackle in the box. Otherwise, that was going to be a strike on goal, and who knows what may have happened. Williams does well to time the interception and keep Dos Santos from registering his first shot on target.
There's the ball coming off of Wyke. There's Williams with the big effort there. Make sure this game arrives at 0-0 at the break.
And I wonder what this game means to Williams as just 17 years old. You know, this is your equivalent of Manchester City versus Manchester United, a state derby, your closest rivals competing at the top level. 17 years old, being able to get that level of experience. He's playing with players like Pato, players who have played for their national teams, players who have played in World Club Championships. You know, the experience and exposure that he's getting right now is going to lead him on to be such a good player in the future. Whether he realizes that or appreciates it, he's going to realize in 2 or 3 years' time that these games that he's playing now are going to be the ones that build his foundation.
Supporters in full voice in that wall. Here's another look at the chance for Dos Santos and the challenge that came in.
He just has good positioning. He anticipates where the ball's going to bounce and gets his body across and makes the block.
Certainly nothing wrong with it. From Williams' point of view, won it cleanly. Seems like Dos Santos fell over after the strike.
And you know that Orlando also will be confident knowing the artillery, the weapons that they have on their bench. They know in the second half they can call on some top attacking players who can create opportunities and score goals for them. So they will be silently, optimistic and confident that they still have a good chance of winning this game. But for sure, it's not been the overwhelming first half performance that they may have expected.
And there is the halftime whistle. Tampa Bay Rowdies have certainly given it a go in the opening 45 minutes. They've at times looked the stronger side. We arrive at the break, still deadlocked as in this I-4 derby. Orlando City will have some thinking to do at the break to figure out how to break down this Rowdy side that have looked the stronger for portions of these 45 minutes. Come back in a moment with highlights and first half stats of this one, as your score at halftime is Orlando City 0, Tampa Bay Rowdies 0.
For me, one of the best things about life. For me, one of the best things about life. Apologies. Redefine who we are and how we want to lead our lives. Basically, we choose what we want our future to look like. So what's yours going to be?
Meet Renee, bank manager and mother. But when she gets on her bike, she becomes Rebel Renee. Rebel Renee isn't about greasing some palms to get things done. And she rides with Geico because she'd never rebel against great service. Geico, savings and service for both your sides.
We love it.
At Metro by T-Mobile, you can upgrade your adventure because we're giving you more choices with the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love like Samsung. Switch now and save more. Only at Metro.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and a little thing I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when you taste that bacon, you get that smoky flavor with that sweetness from the brown sugar. So you just get sweet, savory, and it all blends together into this perfect bite.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
At this time, I'm going to ask that you fasten your seatbelts.
The Brewers and the Phillies, two clubs with high hopes on Sunday Night Baseball.
PTI. I need the PDF, COB, AKA EOD. What's the ETA?
ASAP, FYI.
See my IM?
TLDR.
What?
Too long. Didn't read.
We don't need any more acronyms, but we could all use more ways to save.
BMX, YOLO!
Now more than ever, it's important to support our local economy. That's why when I fly ROA.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated. I'm so angry, I'm singing a song. 'Cause I'm paying so much for home internet, and that's just wrong.
I've got T-Mobile home internet. I feel happy.
Great.
Very happy.
Good for you.
Look how much money I'm saving right now.
Wait, really?
There's no hidden fees, no price hikes, one cord.
Introducing T-Mobile 5G home internet. Just $50 a month. It's that simple.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and a little thing I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when you taste that bacon, you get that smoky flavor with that sweetness from the brown sugar. So you just get sweet, savory, and it all blends together into this perfect bite.
Hey, I'm Couture, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth. So you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Trying on glasses using Warby Parker's virtual try-on is so lifelike, so realistic, that you might not even be able to tell what's real from what's virtual. Yep, it's that good. Virtually try on hundreds of styles in the Warby Parker app.
I knew things were coming to an end.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do.
I was like, Tampa. I saw the potential of what we had. Everyone's got to do a lot better, and it starts with me. We were determined to go finish the job.
I bet on Tommy every single day.
When you're the man in the arena, there's no thrill like that. There's still a desire to win.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals. Pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess.
Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
Home Chef. Delicious meat simple.
For me, one of the best things about life is that we keep moving forward. We discover exciting new technologies, redefine who we are and how we want to lead our lives. Basically, we choose what we want our future to look like. So what's yours going to be?
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce.
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Insurance.
Geico.
We appreciate the business. Here at Mac and Bob's, we know the power of community support. That's why when we fly ROA.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated. I'm so angry, I'm singing a song. 'Cause I'm paying so much for home internet, and that's just wrong.
I've got T-Mobile home internet. I feel happy.
Great.
Very happy.
Good for you.
Look how much money I'm saving right now.
Wait, really?
There's no hidden fees, no price hikes, one cord.
Introducing T-Mobile 5G home internet. Just $50 a month. It's that simple.
Hi, I'm Elena, and a little thing I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is the barbecue sauce. There's something in that sauce, when it meshes with the chicken and the bacon and the bread all together, I mean, it is like an explosion of flavor.
Hi, I'm Rashard, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the cheesy goodness at the bottom. The way that it combines with the crispy baked layer at the top is like that added flavor, that extra jazz to it. Once the fork reaches my mouth, that's it.
What makes Home Chef different from other meal kits? It's simple.
Home Chef has the most easy prep, zero mess, oven-ready options on the weekly menu. The other guys? They need a boost. Home Chef lets customers swap, upgrade, or double up select meals with Customize It. Other meal kits? Not so much. And Home Chef was voted America's best customer service among meal kits in 2022. See for yourself. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
The Gypsy King is king of boxing. The Brewers and the Phillies, two clubs with high hopes on Sunday night baseball.
Lucky for me, there's some great golf here in the Carolinas. Whether you golf or not, Geico could help you score some great savings on car insurance. Whoa! Oh, hole in one.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Now more than ever, it's important to support our local economy. That's why when I fly ROA.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated. I'm so angry, I'm singing a song. 'Cause I'm paying so much for home internet, and that's just wrong.
I've got T-Mobile home internet. I feel happy. Great. Very happy.
Good for you.
Look how much money I'm saving right now.
Wait, really?
There's no hidden fees, no price hikes, one cord.
Bro,
Introducing T-Mobile 5G home internet. Just $50 a month. It's that simple.
Hi, I'm Elena, and a little thing I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is the barbecue sauce. There's something in that sauce, when it meshes with the chicken and the bacon and the bread all together, I mean, it is like an explosion of flavor.
Hi, I'm Rashard, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the cheesy goodness at the bottom. The way that it combines with the crispy baked layer at the top is like that added flavor, that extra jazz to it. Once the fork reaches my mouth, that's it.
In a world controlled by gas, there's only one way out. The Skill Power Core 40 yard equipment. Its advanced lithium battery technology is just as powerful as gas. Ditch the gas, keep the power. With Skill.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals, pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess. Get $90 off your first month at homechef.com. Home Chef, delicious meat simple.
Custom shirts help people feel like they're part of a team. My name is Timothy Chi, and I'm the CEO of Lamar. We're very proud customers of Custom Ink. We keep coming back to Custom Ink because of the quality of the product, the customer service, and the ease of use. That moment you walk in the office and people are wearing the same gear, you feel a sense of connectedness and belonging right away. And our shirts from Custom Ink help bring us together.
Custom Ink has hundreds of products to help you feel connected. Upload your logo or start your design today at customink.com.
Of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, Chris Whittingham and Chris Nurse here for the commentary of this one, and the MLS side taking on the USL Championship runners-up from a year ago, but it was Tampa Bay who get into the chances early. Deon Harris with some good work down that right side. Guenzate unable to win that header and to direct it towards target. And Bato for Orlando City would get the move going once more. Sylvester Vandevaarder forcing Raiko Rosarena into his first and limited action in this first half.
Yeah, we spoke about the quality that Orlando City have. They don't want to give them too many chances because they will make them pay.
The effort there from Dos Santos takes a deflection. Jake LaCava getting into a good position. Dos Santos was involved plenty. Couldn't quite convert that one. He would have more chances there. The awkward defensive work there from Rodrigo Schlegel, the Argentinian. Couldn't quite clear that one convincingly. And then probably the best chance for Orlando is cross came to the back post there towards Andres Perea, just couldn't direct it towards target. And Orlando arrive at the break, still scoreless against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Slight favor of possession in the Lions' favor, but Tampa were really up for it in that first half. What impressed you about their first half performance?
Tampa have done a great job of making the field very wide and switching the ball from sides. And although Orlando City may have had the advantage in possession, a lot of their passes were backwards. They weren't really threatening. They weren't really penetrating. Tampa Bay's possession, on the other hand, I felt was good. They just didn't make the keeper make enough saves. So the one thing they can improve on in the second half is for the possession they have, can they test the goalkeeper? Can they get shots off on target?
And it does seem like here at halftime, there will be at least one change as Mauricio Pereira will enter. And he will be allowed to trot on. João Moutinho will come on at left back as well. The change for Pereira, we'll see Pereira come off. And also Robin Janssen will come on for Kyle Smith. So a triple change at halftime here for Oscar Pereira, who clearly didn't like what he saw in that first half.
Yep, and we spoke about the changes. Well, now he's brought in 3 players who started the game at the weekend. One of them being the organization's leading assists, Pereira. You know, these 3 are going to have a big impact now in the second half. It's more familiarity between the players. Going to be interesting to see how Tampa Bay rise to the challenge that they're going to face in the second half now.
Well, they too making a halftime changes. Lucky Kosana will enter. It would appear as though he comes on for Dos Santos, who did stay down at the end of that first half. You know, Colin just having a quick word with the match day referee, Daniel Gutierrez.
And Muxana poses a completely different threat to Dos Santos. Although he can do the hold-up play the same way, he poses a great threat with his speed when balls are played in behind. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the tactics remain the same or if they adapt slowly to try and expose the defense of Orlando City.
Not sure why, but also a yellow card shown towards Tampa Bay Rowdies manager Neil Collins. Any word as to why? We'll relay that to you. But quite a few changes arriving here at the break. It looks as though almost Orlando moving to 2 strikers up top with Pereira behind them as the number 10. Something of a 5 at the moment, as we'll come out here towards Dejan Harris on that left side, and Moutinho straight onto the field and straight into the tackle as won it back for Orlando City. So Orlando could potentially be matching Tampa Bay system for system.
Yep, and we spoke about the impact that Harris had in the first half. He'd been very dangerous out on that right side. One of the changes that Oscar Pereira has made is to bring Moutinho on as left back. You can see first opportunity, he managed to intercept the ball and win possession for his team and kickstart an attack. So now the matchup has changed on the side of the field. It's Harris up against Moutinho, the starting left back. A little bit changing the dynamic of the team for Orlando.
Pereira with the challenge there. And it would appear as though Orlando have moved to a back 5, which would be some feather in the cap of Neil Collins to basically dictate the game from a tactical point of view, forcing Orlando to change to match the Rowdy system for system.
But as you mentioned previously, Chris, and we see Muxana's come in here for Dos Santos. Muxana scored a hat-trick in the previous win against
Tulsa,
against the Villages,
right.
In the 6-0 defeat. So
yep.
We spoke about them getting shots off target and testing the goalkeeper. Muxana's proven in the previous round that he's capable of doing that. Of course, the back line of Orlando City is far superior to the Villages, but he's a player over the years who's proven that he can score goals.
Yeah, he's been around in the American game quite a bit with the New York Cosmos back when the Rowdies were also in NASL. And there is Lucky Kosana, the Zimbabwe native. It's a nice switch out towards Moutinho, has made a unbusting run forward and couldn't quite get there. And will come out for the goal kick.
So now you've seen a halftime, you've seen a statement of intent from Coach Oscar Pereira. He's brought in 3 of the players who consistently starting games, taken out 3 players. You know, he obviously was not impressed with the performance in the first half. He gave players the opportunity. Maybe it wasn't capitalized upon, and he needed to bring back in his more regular experienced players to try and give a performance that is more consistent with what we've come to see from Orlando City in the MLS fixtures.
There's the Scottish manager of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Neil Collins, who's the defending USL Coach of the Year.
Of course, Coach Collins was a former Tampa Bay Rowdies player, but it's also interesting, the assistant coach, John Stead, Leo Fernandez was speaking about him, and he says when Stead talks, he shuts up and listens. Stead has over 700 games in England and 160 goals. So if there's anybody who can teach them about scoring goals and putting the ball in the net, it's the assistant coach, John Stead.
Junior Urso. Now Mendez. Sprayed the ball, and you appreciate the idea. A couple of players making those runs forward. The players that come off at halftime for Orlando are Smith, Berea, and Van de Vader. Accommodate the system change here at the break.
And it's also interesting when John Stead talks about this team.
Pereira with a nice ball over the top, finding Juan, making the overlapping run from right back. That's a couple of options. Tries to square it there towards Michel. Pereira trying to poke on as well. Referee waving play on there. Not interested in the appeals there from Etsu. Junior Etsu told to get up there. Looked like he had emerged with the free kick. Now Juan can run here. Matt Fernandez dinks it towards Urso, measuring the volley, and a strong challenge there to prevent that from coming in there from Lawrence Wyke.
Yeah, good challenge there from Wyke. Just as Urso was winding up to volley that one on target, he reads the game well and makes the interception.
Bato. Try and play the 1-2 there with Pereira just beyond him. Swept clear. Now Orlando are backing sustained pressure.
And you can see the tactical changes that Oscar Pereira has made in the opening of this second half has completely changed the dynamic of the game. In the first half, the opening stages, Tampa Bay Rowdies were unfortunate not to take the lead, but now you're seeing sustained pressure in the attacking third for Orlando City, and that pressure can only lead to more chances when you have the likes of Pereira, the assist leader, coming onto the field. Pato, very creative and a goal-scoring player. You know, it's only going to be a matter of time before they manage to break down this Tampa Bay defense.
Pereira. Michel trying to ride the challenge here. Michel has gotten beyond Guillen. He's pulled down, and the referee has awarded a penalty.
And I agree. I think there's a penalty. And we just spoke about amount of time before they break down the defense. He uses his body so well, so strong. He doesn't touch it. He just lets it roll across him. And the defender, unfortunately, does the work for him, brings him down, and a penalty kick's been awarded. But with the intent that Orlando City have started the second half, you could feel that it was coming. But that's fantastic forward play from Michel.
And Aaron Guillen will pick up a yellow as well. Perhaps a bit fortunate there for that.
Yeah, the defender is just on the wrong side of him. He's tugging him. Michel does, as you can see, he's pulling his shirt also. He does a good job of using his body to protect the ball. If he doesn't get fouled, he probably gets the shot off anyway.
It will be Alexandre Pato to convert, looking for his third goal in all competitions this season. Brazil's top players for the last decade and a half steps up to the spot here in the Open Cup. Here's Pato firing Orlando into the lead in this I-4 derby in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. Looking for a 7th win from 7 against the Rowdies, and they're 1-0 up just after the restart.
So cool, calm, and collective in his approach. Alexandre Pato makes no mistake putting it into the back of the net. Sends the keeper the wrong direction into the side netting. You don't save those.
Alexandre Pato converting from the penalty spot. Player who's done so much over the world, in Italy, in England.
And this, the opening 7 minutes of the second half is the Orlando City that we've been used to seeing. They're now starting to impose their dominance on the game. You're seeing those players provide those moments of brilliance and quality. The forward play from Michel, you know, the way he lets the ball run across his body and protects it and draws the penalty kick. You know, you're now starting to see the little differences between the two teams. Whilst Dos Santos did well in the first half, there's just that little bit extra that you're now seeing in the forward line and the attacking from Orlando City.
Wyke. Pato coming to Orlando from Sao Paulo. He terminated his contract, is looking for a new challenge. Coming to Major League Soccer. Was at Inter in Brazil before moving to AC Milan. Such a promising prospect. 17 years of age, the youngest ever player to score at a senior FIFA men's competition, a record that was previously held by Pele. He scored in the 2006 Club World Cup. 17 years and 102 days. Then for Inter, he was on a rocket ship. Really only fitness slowed him down in his career, which has still been incredible.
And this game's still far from over. There's still a long time to play, and Tampa Bay Rowdies can be very infused by how they've performed so far. You know, I don't think they're going to throw in the towel whatsoever. But it's going to be interesting to see now how Coach Neil Collins maybe adapts his formation now to get himself back in the game, because we know in knockout competitions it's either turn up or turn around and go home. There's no second chances, so they need to get themselves back into this game quickly.
Loose ball there from Williams. Allows Fernandez to get there. Win it off of Juan as well. Runs into the shoulder there of Pereira, and the referee not interested there in the appeals. Janssen. And a free kick given as Michel went through him. Orlando able to gain a stronghold in the game now. Since matching Tampa system for system, pretty well negated them.
Yeah, and you have to give the coach tactics. You know, part of the skill of being a good coach is being able to make changes during the flow of the game. You know, they made substitutions, they adapted the formation a little bit, and it paid off dividends within the opening, you know, exchange of the first half. So this is why Coach Oscar Pereira is rated so highly among the coaches in MLS, because the way he sees the game and the way he's able to make changes and adjustments is why the team is able to be so consistently successful.
Schlegel. And Steidehar. Certainly Orlando looking for a new option at center back. Have played with Schlegel after the hamstring injury to Antonio Carlos, who's been such a rock-solid center back for this club. Unavailable tonight.
Oh, I think Harris will have that one in his highlight tape there.
Good skill from the right wing back. Aaron Guillen. See those center backs at times given license to come forward. Join as part of the attack. Both Guillen and Lawrence Wyke on the other side. Trying to break lines there, Connor Antley, but unable to do so. As Moutinho strides forward from left wing back. A heavy challenge there from Wyke, but advantage given so Urso can play on. A nice ball to find Juan and Pato. Straightforward work there for Rosarena.
Pato, just you can see the frustration that he didn't quite connect with the ball quite. It was a like fairly straightforward save for Rosarena. But for sure, this is the most attacking threat and chances that we've seen for Orlando City so far in this game. Just looking on the substitutes bench, you know, the depth that Orlando City have is a complete different level to the depth that Tampa Bay Rowdies had. But they do have Greg on the bench, a forward who can provide them some goal scoring opportunities. Very threatening. Talks about how he likes to make direct runs to the near post. It would be interesting to see when we see him enter the game.
He was also, along with Lewis Hilton, part of a team that made a run in the Open Cup. Entered the season, did Kyle Gregg, as USL's 7th leading goal scorer in league history. Here's Antley. Again, Aaron Guillen striding forward, native of El Paso. Tampa are a team in the lower leagues here in the United States that do keep a fair bit of continuity in their squad. See it everywhere. A lot of holdovers. Some key additions. It's a nice ball there from Harris. In behind towards Wyke. Just fires it across the 6-yard area, and no one there in green and yellow to make the response.
That's criminal attacking from Tampa Bay Rowdies there. All it needs is somebody believing that the ball's going to come on that back post, making a run, and they'll probably score one of the easiest goals of their life. Unfortunately, there's nobody in the back post area, and it's a wasted chance in the end.
Michel and Juan able to get boys in purple up the pitch. Moutinho. And Williams. Plenty of games going on in this third round on this Wednesday night. The pick of the bunch at the moment is Rochester, New York, and FC Motown, one of the 2 amateur teams remaining in the competition. They're level, and in extra time, 2-2 the Monroe Community College Stadium. Is Bato foul from behind, and it's going to be a yellow card here for Lawrence Wyke, who knew that it was coming and just strides back into position, the Englishman.
And you just see the quality from Pato. Is his first touch, and then he just has a 2 or 3 yards of acceleration that White can't get close to him on. And White knows he's not getting there, so he just grabs him by the waist. You know, you call that a professional foul or a tactical foul. He's away from him. His team's against the numbers, so now they're able to get everybody back behind the ball. But you just see little moments of quality there from Pato.
Hartford Athletic have a goal back against the Red Bulls. 2-1 in that one. Here is Pereira. On the hour, trying to add to Orlando's advantage here from the set piece. It's a dink into the area. Janssen was trying to track it and trying to charge in and win it. Took out Arozarena, who would not be best pleased with how he had to land from that aerial duel.
It's brave from the goalkeeper. You expect him to come and claim that, but he's landed very heavily and probably finds himself a little bit winded. Hopefully he's able to recover well.
And it looks like Janssen will have his name taken as well for that challenge.
That's the good and the bad of goalkeepers. You know, they're crazy. They have to put them. They're expected. They have to put themselves in those situations. But the dangers that they find themselves when they're landing. You know, hopefully, no, he's okay. But goalkeepers is a very unique position.
Nice flick on here is Guenzati trying to get forward and create a chance. He's back onto it here. He takes a strike. There's shouts for handball, and the referee is not going to give a penalty there, as Mendez put in the challenge, and it felt like it came off his left arm, and it might have.
I think Guenzati has a legitimate claim here. He creates the opportunity for his relentless hard work. You know, he looks like he loses possession. He wins it back. He takes a shot, and for me, it does look like it hits the defender's hand. Whether it's intentional or accidental, I think he did have a legitimate claim there with the referee. We've seen occasions where those have been given.
It's the arm in an unnatural position.
This is a complete different Orlando City we're seeing here in the second half. They're moving the ball much quicker, dictating the tempo of the game. You're seeing a lot more chemistry and fluidity in their play.
Here's Pato. Nice interchange there with Urso. And Pereira now trying to pick out Michel from Wyken. Junior Urso makes it 2. Orlando City playing with real verve in this second half, as Urso joins in with the supporters to celebrate a 2-0 advantage for Orlando City in the third round of the Cup. Looking cool as ever, Junior Urso.
Too cool for school. But we spoke about Pereira and his assists. When we get to see the replay, you will just see quality oozing from his foot. I don't know if he'll get the credit for the assist, but you see the ball he plays in behind. There's only a few players who have the quality to deliver that at the right moment at the right time. To see, has his head up, he just delivers it over the back four. Defender unable to clear it in. Also just finds himself in the right place at the right time. But this all stems from the forward-thinking mind of Pereira. Always looking forward. First touch, head up. Tampa Bay Rowdies find themselves 2-0 down in a game where they actually performed fairly well. And we spoke about the players, you know, it only takes a moment of brilliance to change the game around, and the changes at half-time have turned the game on its head. Just the urgency, it's a complete different level of urgency now Orlando City are playing it. I'd love to know what Coach Oscar Pereira said to them at half-time, but just the attitude and the approach to the game has changed completely.
Tampa Bay will now have to peel themselves off the mat and go again. Fernandez, and it's Guenzati. It comes off of Janssen and Kosana, and a quick response for the Rowdies.
Game on.
Game on at the Exploria Stadium. As lucky Kosano got a hat trick in the second round, gets his 4th goal of the competition to peg this one back to 2-1.
And we spoke about the threat that Lucky Muxana brings up top. He doesn't get lucky, he just knows he has an anticipation. He anticipates where the ball's going to come, finds himself in the right place at the right time. 2-1. Tampa Bay Rowdies find themselves back in this game. It's far from over yet.
Could have been another shout for a handball as well in there if Janssen, if not for Kosana turning in. His 10th goal in his career in the U.S. Open Cup across the various editions that he's played in.
And what a response, you know, just after Orlando get their second goal, Tampa Bay's mentality immediately to go and get a goal to get themselves back in this game. You know, we spoke about how well they've done, but there's a certain mentality for a team to be able to go and do that. Normally 2-0 down against an MLS team, you might, you know, try to now keep the scoreline as low as you can, but that's not their approach. They're on the front foot, and they managed to get a goal and keep themselves in this game.
Etu winning it and allowing LaCava to stride forward. LaCava only dispossessed at the last there by Schlegel.
You just literally want to scream at LaCava, get the ball out your foot and take a strike. You know, he's done well, he's beating plays, driving into space. Like, just have a shot on goal. You never know what could happen.
And also a couple of options running off his shoulder to his right. Dribbled himself into trouble. Or rather, Janssen. Now here is Schlegel. Juan going shoulder to shoulder there with Leo Fernandez. It will be a throw. And it did seem when Orlando went 2-0 up that they would just be cruising. Tampa had other ideas and got a quick goal as well to give themselves plenty of time to chase that equalizer.
Pereira oozes class. You watch him and he completely controls the tempo of the game for Orlando. He knows when to speed it up, he knows when to slow it down. You can see his awareness. He's always looking over his shoulder and checking. Since he's come on, he's finding a lot of the ball, and I think that's been the changing point. I think Tampa need to do a better job of...
Now, Steidehaar having to come well off his line there as Kosana was making the run in behind. Poked away for the throw.
Tampa need to do just a little bit better job of staying closer to Pereira and not allowing him time and space on the ball, because that is one player. If you give him time and space, he's going to hurt you.
Will be a double change being prepared for Tampa Bay as Urso tackled there. Will be a free kick.
But what a game we're watching so far. If there's ever been an advert for the US Open Cup or an advert for a rivalry derby, this has been it so far. We've seen everything so far in this game.
Certainly a side in Tampa Bay that are up for jumping up a level, giving their opposition a real game. Janssen. And that's the Tampa Bay side that won the Eastern Conference the last 2 seasons, getting to the final of the USL Championship. Do not have the silverware to show those 2 trips to the final. Urso, just a different player in this second half.
I think you're seeing in this game 2 coaches at the top of their game. You know, both coaches in how they've approached the team. They've got their team set up, and the way they play the game, I think, you know, it's a great advert for the game itself.
Etu for Guenzati, and Thomas Williams just stood his ground and won it cleanly in the judgment of the referee. Pereira trying to break lines there. The attempt to find Michel. The draw will be tomorrow to determine the next round of games to be played over May 10th and 11th. The Lamar Hunt US Open Cup took a couple of years off, which is atypical for this competition. It's at times been played through war, but cannot be played during a pandemic, as a couple of changes being prepared here. Jake Arman and Jordan Scarlett will enter. Dayon Harris will make way. And also coming off, Jake LaCava. Jake Arman will enter. Could potentially push Leo Fernandez into the attack, as Arman played at wing back at the weekend. As Guenzati getting into it there with Schlegel. Uruguayan against Argentinian.
Going into the last 20 minutes, Coach Collins just bringing on some fresh legs. LaCava's done well, but we spoke about his inability just to threaten that goalkeeper in the final stage. It's going to be interesting to see if the 2 substitutes coming in can provide that killer instinct to potentially get the equalizer for Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Jordan Scarlett's first involvement sees him headed forward, but Orlando back in possession. Jordan Scarlett started 6 of Tampa Bay's 7 league games.
You can already see Fernandez drifted in a little bit more centrally since the changes.
Nice interchange there in the middle as it comes for Pato. Challenge from behind there, and it will be a free kick as Etu is the culprit there. Pato has stayed down. Alexandre Pato, remarkably been a professional for 16 years. He's only 32 years of age. Seen quite a bit. Scored the opener in this one. And is over this free kick as well. I might fancy a strike here. Takes a deflection off of Michel. Urso tracking it down. Volleyed it towards the back post. Janssen with a backheel flick. Special there from the Swedish center back, but couldn't find a fellow purple shirt. The flag is up on the far side. It will be a goal kick as Janssen couldn't quite keep it in play. Still would have been a spectacular sequence of play if this came off.
Yeah, a little bit unorthodox attack in there. Nice flick there from Janssen. I don't think anybody was expecting that. A let off there for Tampa Bay Rowdies. And it looks like Greg is about to come into this game. We spoke about him being an attacking player off the bench who can come in and have an impact.
Etu, a strong one forward, was clipped there in the judgment of Etu by Schlegel. The Rowdies player is incredulous. How could that not have been a foul?
Not just a foul, but that has to be a foul and a yellow card, if you ask me.
They're saying that Schlegel didn't make contact here.
You know, he pushes the ball into space, and he's not looking for the foul. He's gone down from contact, not because he's dived. He actually had the advantage.
Pato with a nice touch around the corner there, but didn't quite keep it. Well won there by Moutinho. Pereira always just finding that half a yard with that little bit of quality.
So calm. Even when he's under pressure, he's still able to stay so calm in possession of the ball.
Orlando will just fizz it about. Try and maintain some control here with their 1-goal advantage. A pair of Brazilians providing them with it. As Steidehar sends it long, but Michel had to go into that physical tussle there with Guillen to win it, as the referee is now going to hold play here and allow the change to come. And it will be Guenzati who will make way here. The Uruguayan for Kyle Gregg. There's plenty of pedigree scoring goals in USL.
It's going to be interesting these closing minutes with Tampa Bay Rowdies and their never say die attitude. You know, they're going to give it everything they got.
Jordan Scarlett trying to feed Gregg straight away, but a pair of Orlando players there and ready to defend. Good skill there from Urso, but his next ball is given away. Antley taking the step forward. Kosana straight ahead of Schlegel, but left too much of it there.
Yeah, that touch from Kosana just got away from him a little bit.
Now Pato finding himself in some space. Alexandre Pato effortlessly hitting the switch right onto the right boot of Juan. Schlegel sends it long. Moutinho, former #1 pick in the college draft to then expansion side LAFC. On his way back here in Orlando. A key figure under Oscar Pareja, but struggled at times with injury. Janssen. And Schlegel. Making the run forward there from right center back. The back three system does allow a little bit more attacking license for the center backs, as Juan looked like he could have been in there, but couldn't settle the touch ahead of Guillen. Wyke, or rather Antley.
Nice play there from Tampa Bay Rowdies, just possessing the ball in their defensive third. They're not afraid to keep possession of the ball despite being under pressure from the likes of Pereira and Pato and Michel.
Hilton with a lovely ball to find Antley, who's come forward into the attack. Tries to shape it there and towards Gregg, but easily read and handled by Mason Steidehar.
Yeah, he didn't quite get the angle on the ball he would have liked. Probably wanted to try and whip it a little bit more to the penalty spot. Fairly easy for the goalkeeper to deal with that situation.
Steidehar has made his way up the depth chart here at Orlando. Trusted as the reserve by Pedro Galeses. Michel fouled off it there. It will be a free kick. And another yellow coming here, this time towards the substitute Jordan Scarlett. And the Jamaican has his name taken.
Yeah, I think the challenge was probably a little bit rash. Probably, I don't think he needed to actually make that challenge. I think he had the situation actually under control. But another set-piece opportunity for the likes of Pereira to deliver into the box. We've seen they've been dangerous for the set-piece deliveries.
Here's another look at the yellow. Just grabs at the arm and then slides in. By the way, the 7th yellow card that the referee has handed out, if you include towards the direction of the Rowdies manager, Neil Collins. As the free kick taken, Schlegel on the volley. Kosana trying to emerge with it. And Wyke again there to deal with the danger. Not terribly convincingly away. And Orlando City will to get possession. Referee allowing play on as Juan went down. Now Kosana trying to make the run off the shoulder there of Janssen. Flag stayed down. A good recovery there by the Swede.
That's good reading of the play there from Janssen. Moksana is very, very, very quick player, but Janssen does well to anticipate where he's going to go, get his body across. He made it so easy dealing with the situation. Good experience defending there from Janssen. But we can see that Tampa Bay Rowdies can still be very dangerous on the break.
And now a final change coming here for the Rowdies is Jan Ekra will enter for Junior Etu. Like for like change in the middle. Ekra, who started at the weekend against Tulsa. Been in the USL for 10 years. Now trot on into that midfield area. Native of Paris. Trying to make the difference. It's Collins' last throw of the dice. Used all 5 substitutes available to him now. Just over 10 minutes remaining. Trying to get their first ever win in the I-4 derby. Albeit almost everything about these two clubs, other than their names, have changed as they last met in 2014. 4-1 win for Orlando City in the Open Cup.
And we knew coming into this fixture that Tampa Bay Rowdies were, of course.
It's a bit of a whiff there from Juan, and now striding forward is Jake Arman. Arman, step overs. We'll leave it here for Ekra. Just couldn't keep his effort down. The mistake there from Juan giving Tampa a chance to stride forward.
Nice play again, but when Ekra strikes that ball, you don't really see any real conviction in the way he hits it. You just want him to really get his head down and drive this along the floor. Maybe it rises into the top corner. It looked like it was always really going over from the time it hit his foot, but again, another opportunity. But it's good to see Tampa Bay Rowdies taking shots. They're getting into the final third. Pull the trigger as often as you can. But we were saying that Tampa Bay Rowdies were for sure the underdogs coming into this fixture on the 6 occasions that these teams have met prior to 2014. Orlando City has won on every occasion, so Tampa Bay Rowdies have yet to be the victor in this battle.
Janssen. This stadium could only have been a dream when those two teams met.
Lovely pass there from Janssen, and the evolution of centre-backs, that's a pass you'd expect to see from your defensive midfielder, let alone your centre-backs. Orlando displaying how the game has changed. Centre-backs have tremendous feet. Goalkeepers have tremendous feet. And you're seeing that displayed by the tactical capabilities of the players from 1 to 11.
Guillen. Trying to wave traffic forward there. Now Fernandez.
Fernandez and twisting and turning there. He's looking for Lucky Moksana to check into the space closer to him to find him playing forward. So he's having to play sideways because that forward pass he's trying to get just wasn't on.
But White did find it there into Fernandez. Greg making the run off the shoulder, but Fernandez afforded some space here. Tries to dance on it ahead of Mendez, and a straightforward win there from the Ecuadorian midfielder. And I've been told that Mendez will make way momentarily for player you see on the bottom of your screen, Cesar Araujo, as Moutinho hits the channel and the ball finds him. Pato. Pereira.
This game has been a great spectacle for both sets of fans.
Nice interchange there between the Brazilian players, Pato and Urso, but ball forward from Pato. Well dealt with there by Tampa Bay.
I think the Tampa Bay fans will be more impressed with how their team approached the first half, and of course Orlando City have shown a level of dominance in the second half. It's been a great spectacle for all fans of both teams, and also the mutual fan who's just watching this game because they like it.
Might have been the pick of the round when you looked at the ties. Ekra. come here for Leo Fernandez. It's Atley overlapping beyond him, but he's off here with Hilton. Here's the Brazilian again. Greg losing out his touch right there on the edge of the D. About to be able to stride forward. Wyke going through him. He has to be careful. He's on a yellow. And despite going in there with Pato, referee allowing play on. Here's Armin. His cross takes a deflection. Steidehart trying to keep it in play, and he's done so. Avoiding the concession of a corner, but punches it out towards Armin.
Definitely an unorthodox goalkeeping, to say the least. It looked more like a netball save that he made there, or a volleyball save there he's made more so than a goalkeeper punch. But Tampa Bay remaining with possession and still on the attack here.
White going sliding in, getting the ball, but taking a fair chunk of Moutinho. Referee allowing play on. And now Pato.
White just had to be a little bit careful here. That's the second challenge he's made in a short period of time, and he's already sitting on a yellow card.
Michel leaving it behind him. Jan Ekra. And Hilton will cut his way into some space. Fernandez might have thought about having a crack. Instead, we'll slide it out here for Jake Armin, whose low crosses dealt with rather easily there by Schlegel. Tampa Bay will now have 6 minutes plus stoppage time to try and pack on the pressure here, as Orlando will just try and take the sting out of it by making a substitution. Sebas Mendez will make way for Cesar Araujo, another young Argentinian, or rather Uruguayan they brought over from Montevideo Wanderers. Three Uruguayans in the side, between Araujo, Pereira, and Facundo Torres, who has not yet entered.
I think that's what Tampa Bay Rowdies may be missing, is that greedy striker. You know, sometimes they play, you can get frustrated with strikers because they always want to shoot. Every time they get in the final third, they want to get shots off. You know, maybe they're a little bit of guilty of trying to overplay in the final third, and players just not having that instinct to touch and shoot or position their bodies where they can get first-time shots off. I think that's where they've been lacking a little bit in the final third in this game. We saw good build-up play there again, and the ball comes into Fernandez, and you're thinking, you know, when that ball gets him, is his first thought process get a yard off and shoot? You know, it's more possession-based. I think that's probably the one player or the one aspect that they're missing that final third that they could really have turned this game on its head.
Other games going on in the Open Cup. One heading to penalties in New York is Rochester, New York. FC Motown go to a shootout. This game would go to extra time if the Rowdies can find an equalizer or the conclusion of the 90. Urso.
In terms of team performance, I think Tampa Bay Rowdies can be very proud, but you can see Orlando have those individuals that just have a complete different level of talent and ability. You know, they able to turn the game on their head through the ability of some of the individual players on their team. But from an overall team perspective, Tampa Bay Rowdies have been very, very impressive tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the season we're talking about a team who's again going to be in the USL Championship final.
Currently third in the USL Championship Eastern Conference. Taking 12 points from their first 7. Greenville Triumph of USL League One also putting together a strong performance at the moment. 1-1 with MLS side Charlotte FC. Jake Keegan with the equalizer in that one. The Red Bulls continue their 2-1 lead away from home. It's Hartford Athletic is a final change to come here for Orlando City, as Alexandre Pato, the scorer of the first goal for Orlando, will make way here for Facundo Torres. The young Uruguayan, for a reported $7.5 million from Peñarol in Uruguay. And here is the goal that opened the scoring from Pato.
Yeah, Powers had moments in this game that just completely ooze class and show why he's competed in the levels that he has. But Torres, you know, the team that Orlando City are finishing this game with is probably one of their strongest lineups. So they've definitely given Tampa Bay Rowdies a lot of respect. It's not a game they've won with essentially a B squad. They've had to put their starting team out to get a result in this game.
And Torres straight into the action. Early cross comes off of Adley.
And it also speaks of the respect that both coaches are showing towards this competition. You know, we've seen coaches field B teams and be successful or not be successful. We've seen both coaches here finishing this game with their strongest 11s on the field. It speaks volumes of the seriousness that they're taking in this tournament and the competition.
Luchino finding a good window of space and trying to slide it towards Michel. It does result in a corner, as the Rowdies would rather be down the other end of the pitch, but have to defend to at least give themselves a chance here.
Yeah, Scarlett staying very tight to Michel, not giving him an inch of space to breathe.
Oscar Pareja wrote some notes on his left hand. He is intense as ever. Pereira is over the corner. Provided some real inspiration since coming on. And will swing in this set piece. Rosarena leaping to punch. And now Guillen is going to try and lead a break here by nodding it forward. Juan got a touch. But it did come off him last, and now Tampa will get the throw in. Start sending numbers forward.
Yeah, the onus is on Tampa Bay Rowdies now to force the tempo of the game, to play with a little bit of urgency going into the closing minutes.
Into the 90th minute. Raiko Rosarena. Orlando, though, still with numbers forward to try and make the build-out difficult, as Ecker has found some space. All right, drift through multiple players. It's going to be a free kick here. The referee felt like Ecker was caught, and this is a decent position here from a set piece.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for Tampa Bay Rowdies to throw bodies into the box. We know Lucky McSana has a great leap on him from set pieces. They're going to throw the centre backs up. They're going to get the big players in the box, and they're going to try and make something happen here.
As Neil Collins come all the way onto the pitch to play the ball.
I think that he may see himself getting his second yellow card here, unfortunately.
Yeah. That is exactly what is going to happen. It's actually going to be a straight red card here, as Neil Collins will now go.
He just wants the game to get restarted. He wants his team to continue to be on the front foot. Sometimes the emotions and the urgency of the situation get the best of coaches at times, but sad his team's played phenomenal tonight. No, sad to see him having to head down to the tunnel early, but no, in terms of the way his team's performed, there's a lot to be proud of. Let's see if they can go on and get that equalizing goal.
As he will go towards the tunnel. And actually attempt to climb out and watch this game from the stand. And Neil Collins saying, I'm not going towards the tunnel. And security is trying to get him to come off.
Could probably find himself with maybe an extended suspension.
We'll recede further and further into the stand to be able to at least watch the game from inside the stadium. Certainly not happy with having been sent off, or the delay of the restart, which has now lasted about 2 minutes. The question will be, how much more will the referee add on once this set piece is taken? Hilton stands over the free kick. You can see the passion from Neil Collins, and he hopes his side can match it with the leveler. There's a man gone down there. The referee's going to have to, again, get things sorted. Aaron Guillen going down. There's Hilton waving his hands. He will swing it in towards that back post. Leaping to win in Orlando, and now sprung forward there. Look how far Rosarena is off his line. He'll knot it down to himself. Incredibly composed play there from the Cuban goalkeeper. Playing too bad of a ball as well towards Greg, but unable to keep it, as will be a throw into Orlando. Wyke frustrated there, as he thought it came off of Urso last.
Rosarena almost taking up the sweeper position in that play. Anticipates well. But time ticking away here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Schlegel. Tampa now just throwing numbers forward into the press. Anything to try and win it back. It's long there from the Argentinian. Scarlett just electing to hook it forward. See if his side can win a second ball. Wyke now from the header. As Araujo has done just about enough to keep it in play. Great skill to find Torres. Now all eyes turn towards the referee. We've had a minimum of 3, but there was a delay in the middle of it. Antley trying to come out and win it off of Pereira. Araujo. The player making his full debut, Thomas Williams. 17 years of age, and has not looked out of place in that back 3. Or Orlando City in the senior side. He's played played plenty for the B side, but his first chance from the start here this evening in the Cup. White getting a header to it. Fernandez trying to win a second ball. Now Hilton can finally get himself in position.
Tampa will just be hoping they can get this ball forward one more time and possibly create one more goal scoring opportunity, but McSanna struggling to keep possession of the ball there, and
Orlando have made it tough. Seen out these last few seconds professionally. Scarlett, oh, he's giving it straight to Facundo Torres, who can put the finishing touch, but a Rosarena keeping Tampa Bay in it with a massive save. But can they turn and go the other way and create one last chance?
Scarlett almost putting the nail in the coffin there for his own team. When they need to get the ball forward, he gave Orlando a chance to get the third. But they need to be more direct in these situations. There's seconds left and they're still playing possession-based. You see the best teams in the world in this situation. They play direct, they get the ball in the box, they try to make something happen.
One last opportunity, Armin and Guillen into the penalty area with Fernandez and Ekra. This is good play here from the Rowdies. As it comes for Hilton, he tries to dink it in, the strong header away from Janssen, and the whistle to lips. There is the full-time whistle. Orlando City about surviving the final half hour, but they have won the 7th edition of the I-4 Derby, knocking the Tampa Bay Rowdies out of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup as they've won tonight by 2-1.
Yeah, I think the Tampa Bay Rowdies can be very proud of how they conducted themselves and performed tonight. But Orlando City just had those players with quality and that little bit of class that turned the games on its head once Coach Oscar Pereira made the changes at halftime and the adjustments. And I think Orlando City rightfully find themselves in the next round. But there's a lot to be proud of and a lot for Tampa Bay Rowdies to take away from the game tonight.
A real good showing from the USL Championship side, who were last year's runners-up for the league, as Aaron Guillen continues to have a go at the referees. Exchange of shirt there between Junior Urso and Leo Fernandez, a pair of Brazilians.
And you can read the body language here from the Orlando City players. Tampa Bay Rowdies made it a very difficult night for them. It was a night when head coach wanted to rest some players, but he's actually had to end up bringing his strongest squad out here to get the result.
And they'll have to go again on Sunday afternoon as they take on the New York Red Bulls here at Exploria Stadium. Next couple games at home in the league, as you can take a look at our full-time highlights here in this third-round tie. And here would be the beginning of the chances. Benji Michel getting beyond Aaron Guillen and force him to commit the foul, the penalty. And it would give Orlando the opening for the opening goal, which Alexandra Pato would duly convert.
Yeah, goalkeepers don't save those. Stutter step, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, buries it into the side netting. You can see what it means to him. Celebrates with the fans.
And the Brazilian will be back involved, interchanging there with Urso, as he'll come for Pereira. A nice little dink towards the back post. Glances towards Urso, who would make no mistake.
Yeah, Pereira is a special player. There's not too many who have the creative mind and the capability to deliver the ball how he delivers. Leads the club with assists. Too cool for school. That's all.
Puts the sunglasses on and looking cool, but the response would come quickly. Leo Fernandez with good work to get inside of Schlegel and picking out Guenzati, and it would fall for Lucky Cosano, gets his 4th goal of the competition, which ends for him tonight.
Yeah, we speak about Tampa Bay Rowdies and their never say die attitude, and here they are after conceding, getting themselves back into the game with Lucky Cosano.
And that would be all for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. As Orlando started to insert more of their usual starting players, the stats tilted more in their favor. 10 shots to 7 with the 5 on target for Orlando. Also, the bulk of the possession, but Tampa Bay Rowdies can certainly give themselves credit for having given Orlando City a real game here. In the end, though, it finishes with the Orlando City side progressing to the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. The draw to determine their next opponent will come tomorrow. Before tonight, those traveling supporters would feel proud of their Tampa Bay Rowdies as they gave it a real go here at the Exploria Stadium. But in the end, Alexandra Pato and the Lions just too much as it finishes Orlando City 2, Tampa Bay Rowdies 1 for a tremendous production team. My broadcast partner, Chris Nurse. My name is Chris Whittingham signing off as Orlando City are through to the 4th round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.